The spirit is never at rest, but always engaged in ever-progressive motion, in giving itself a new form. What is rational is real, and what is real is rational. By nature man is not what he ought to be. Only through a transforming process does he arrive at truth. What is reasonable is real, that which is real is reasonable. World history is a court of judgment. Art is the sensuous presentation of ideas. The length of the journey has to be borne with, for every moment is necessary. History in general is therefore the development of spirit in time, as nature is the development of the idea is space. Art does not simply reveal God, it is one of the ways in which God reveals, and thus actualizes, himself. War is progress, peace is stagnation. When we look at the world rationally, the world looks rationally back. Education is the art of making man ethical. Evil resides in the very gaze which perceives evil all around itself. We learn from history that we do not learn from history. Nothing great in the world was accomplished without passion. Genuine tragedies in the world are not conflicts between right and wrong. They are conflicts between two rights. The truth is found neither in the thesis nor the antithesis, but in an emergent synthesis which reconciles the two. Only one man ever understood me, and he didn't understand me. The only thing we learn from history is that we learn nothing from history. Freedom is the recognition of necessity. The state is the march of God in the world. The history of the world is none other than the progress of the consciousness of freedom. Philosophy is its own time apprehended in thoughts. The owl of Minerva begins its flight only with the falling of dusk. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. The spirit is a self-knowing substance. Too fair to worship, too divine to love. The state of man's mind, or the elementary phase of mind which he so far possesses, conforms precisely to the state of the world as he so far views it. People who are too fastidious towards the finite never reach actuality, but linger in abstraction, and their light dies away. An idea is always a generalization, and generalization is a property of thinking. To generalize means to think. History is not the soil in which happiness grows. The periods of happiness in it are the blank pages of history. We may affirm absolutely that nothing great in the world has been accomplished without passion. The one who merely flees is not yet free. In fleeing he is still conditioned by that from which he flees. Uneducated people delight in argument and fault-finding, for it is easy to find fault, but difficult to recognize the good and its inner necessity. Every consciousness pursues the death of the other. Thinking is, indeed, essentially the negation of that which is before us. Wickedness also resides in the gaze that perceives itself as innocent and surrounded by wickedness. It is hard to see why we should not turn round and mistrust this very mistrust. Should we not be concerned as to whether this fear of error is not just the error itself? History teaches us that man learns nothing from history. Everything turns on grasping and expressing the true, not only as substance, but equally as subject. Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, 1770 to 1831, was a German philosopher, considered one of the most important figures in German idealism. He is known for his works on logic, metaphysics, political philosophy, and history. His most famous work is the Phenomenology of Spirit, in which he outlines his concept of the dialectic, a method of understanding how ideas and concepts evolve over time. He also developed the concept of the absolute, which he believed was the ultimate reality and source of all knowledge. His ideas have had a significant influence on later thinkers in many fields, including Marxism and existentialism. Thanks for watching. If you like, please share and subscribe.